to our Professor Dr. John Anthony Romago, sir. Fellow classmates, good afternoon. I am Frederick Signal and I will be presenting on the topic socialization and stratification and institutional group of agencies for education. For the scope of my presentation, 1. Objectives, 2. Society, 3. Socialization, 4. Types of socialization, 5. Social stratification, and forms of stratification. For the objectives, the presentation aims to provide students with a solid understanding of socialization and stratification by defining this concept and exploring relevant theories. By the end of the session, students should be able to articulate the distinctions between socialization, the process through which individuals learn societal norms and values, and stratification. The term society is derived from the Latin word societus, meaning companionship. In general, the word society denotes a group of people. However, in sociology, the term society refers to a group of individuals who share a common geographic territory and who are connected by social relationship. Society also defined as the web of social relationships and is composed of people. Without people, there can be no society, no social relationship, and no social life at all. Man is a social being, needs society, and enjoys group life. Socialization is a process through which individuals, typically in early childhood, learn and internalize the values, norms, behaviors, and social skills necessary for the effective participation in their society. It is a lifelong process that continues to shape individuals throughout their lives. Socialization converts man, the biological being, to man, and the social being. Types of socialization. Number 1, primary socialization. Primary socialization occurs during early childhood and is typically facilitated by the immediate family and caregivers. Family members play a crucial role in transmitting basic social skills, language, and cultural norms to children. This type of socialization is foundational and sets the groundwork for an individual's understanding of the social world. Secondary socialization. Secondary socialization takes place as individuals interact with a broader social environment outside the family, including peers, schools, and other institutions. Peers, teachers, educational institutions, various social institutions contribute to secondary socialization. It continues throughout life and helps individuals adapt to new social contexts and roles. Anticipatory socialization. Anticipatory socialization occurs when individuals learn and prepare for future roles or statuses they anticipate adopting. Examples: students preparing for a profession, individuals preparing for marriage, or someone getting ready to become a parent. Purpose. It helps individuals acquire the necessary skills and knowledge for upcoming life transitions. Resocialization. Resocialization involves unlearning and relearning new norms, values, and behaviors, often due to a change in life circumstances or transitioning to a different social environment. Examples: moving to a new country, joining a religious order, or going through rehabilitation. Purpose, it facilitates adaptation to new social expectations and roles. Organizational socialization. Organizational socialization refers to the process through which individuals learn the norms, values, and expectation of a specific organization when entering a new workplace. Colleagues, supervisors, and organizational culture contribute to this type of socialization. It helps individuals integrate into the workplace and understand the organizational culture. Media socialization. Media socialization involves the influence of mass media, including television, internet, and other forms of media in shaping individuals' values, beliefs, and behaviors. Examples: media's role in shaping opinions on social and political issues, as well as influencing cultural norms. Impact: it contributes to the cultural and societal norms individuals internalize through exposure to various media forms. Social stratification. Social stratification refers to the hierarchical arrangement of individuals or groups in a society based on various social factors, resulting in unequal distribution of resources, opportunities, and privileges. Means division of society into different strata or layers. Is a fundamental aspect of human societies and influences individuals' life chances and experiences. Stratification assumes three main forms: caste, class, and race. There are three forms of stratification. Number one, caste system. Hereditary system where individuals are born into specific castes with predetermined roles and occupations. Example, the traditional caste system in India, where individuals are born into a specific caste, such as priests, warriors, merchants, and laborers. Class-based stratification. Individuals are grouped into classes based on factors like wealth, income, education, and occupation. Example, in modern capitalist societies, there are often distinct social classes such as the upper class, wealthy business owners, middle class professionals and managers, and lower class manual laborers. Race and ethnic stratification. Unequal distribution of resources, opportunities, and privileges based on race and ethnicity. Example, the historical racial segregation in the United States, where African American face systematic discrimination in education, employment, and other areas. Understanding social stratification is essential for sociologists and researchers studying the distribution of resources and power within a society. It sheds light on the mechanism through which inequality is produced, maintained, or challenged, Additionally, social stratification impacts individuals' life chances, opportunities for the social mobility, and overall well-being. Efforts to address social inequality often involve examining and addressing the root causes of social stratification within a given society. For the scope of presentation on my second topic, institutional group of agencies for education. Number 1, objectives. 2, the roles of the family, school, church, and the state. Objectives: to gain insight into the roles of family, school, church, and state in education. Explore their profound impact on society, encompassing various socio-economic, cultural, and political dimensions. Analyze collaboration and conflicts among these institutions. Discuss challenges and strategies for improvement. Foster critical thinking and advocacy. By the end of the session, students will be able to understand the diverse roles and function of these institutional agencies within the educational landscape and their direct and indirect influence on societal development. The family serves as a crucial agency for education, playing a fundamental role in the socialization and educational development of individuals. Families contribute to the socialization of individuals, provide emotional support, and serve as basic economic and reproductive unit. While formal education institutions contribute significantly to learning, the family is often the first and most influential context where individuals acquire essential knowledge, values, and social skills. Family as an agency for education. On socialization, socialization is the process through which individuals acquire the values, norms, behaviors, and cultural practices of their society. The family is the primary agent of socialization during early childhood. Cultural transmission. Families pass down cultural traditions, customs, and heritage from one generation to the next, shaping individuals' identities and connection to their cultural background. On moral and ethical development, families contribute to the development of moral values and ethical principles that guide individuals' behavior and decision-making. Basic skills and knowledge. Families provide a foundation for basic skills such as language development, numeracy, and problem solving, setting the stage for formal education. Gender roles and social norms. Families contribute to the socialization of gender roles and adherence to societal norms regarding behavior, roles, and expectations. Emotional and social support. Families provide emotional support, fostering a sense of security and belonging, which can significantly impact individuals' emotional well-being, and resilience. Work ethic and values. Families instill values related to hard work, responsibility, and perseverance, influencing individuals' attitude toward education and future careers. Civic and social responsibility. Families contribute to individuals' understanding of civic duties, community engagement, and social responsibility. The role of the school. The school serve as a primary agency for education, playing a central role in the formal education system. It is an organized institution where structured learning experiences takes place, and individuals acquires knowledge, skills, and socialization. School as an agency for education. Formal learning environment. Schools provide a formal setting for systematic and structured learning, typically following a curriculum designed to cover various subjects and skills. Teacher-student interaction. Schools facilitate direct interaction between teachers and students, enabling the transfer of knowledge, guidance, and mentorship. Socialization and peer interaction. Schools provide a social environment where students interact with peers, fostering social skills, teamwork, and interpersonal relationships. Extracurricular activities. School offers a variety of extracurricular activities beyond the formal curriculum, providing opportunities for students to explore interests and develop skills outside the classroom. Cultural and ethical education. School contribute to the cultural and ethical development of students by promoting values, morals, and an understanding of diverse cultures, institutional policies, and rules. Schools establish rules, policies, and codes of conduct to create a structured and disciplined learning environment. Parental involvement. Schools encourage parental participation in the education process through parent-teacher associations, conferences, and other engagement activities. The role of the church historically played a significant role in providing education, especially in the context of religious and moral instruction. While the influence of religious institutions on education has evolved over time and varies across regions, the church has been instrumental in shaping the educational landscape in numerous ways. Church as an agency for education. Religious education. Churches provide religious education, teaching individuals about the beliefs, doctrines, and practices of a particular faith. Moral and ethical development. Churches contribute to the moral and ethical development of individuals by instilling values, virtues, and principles aligned with religious teachings. Cultural and historical education. Churches often play a role in preserving and transmitting cultural and historical knowledge associated with a particular religious tradition. Counseling and support services. Churches provide counseling and support services addressing the emotional, psychological, and educational needs of individuals within the faith community. The roles of the state refers to the role of the government authorities in overseeing, regulating, and providing education within a specific jurisdiction. The state is responsible for creating an organized and regulated framework that ensures the delivery of quality educations, fosters equal opportunities, and aligns with broader societal goals. State as an agency for education. Policy formulation. Governments develop educational policies that define the goals, standards, and guidelines for the education system within their jurisdictions. Curriculum development and standards. Governments are responsible for developing and updating educational curricula, setting standards, and ensuring that schools adhere to established guidelines. Educational infrastructure. Governments invest in the establishment and maintenance of educational infrastructure, including schools, classrooms, libraries, and laboratories. Access and equity. Governments work to ensure that education is accessible to all citizens, promoting equity and addressing disparities in educational opportunities. That ends my presentation. Thank you at isang mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat.